welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Nimi. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, what the heck are you doing? Go and subscribe. Anyways, let's jump into today's topic. So, today's topic is on JonBenét's murder case. She was a 6-year-old girl. She was mainly known for her pageantry, basically because the pictures that she used to take were more in the form of like what an adult would pose as. So that was really fascinating for me. I was like, what the heck? But apparently that's what she was known for. So this case has been open for 20 plus years. This case to this day is a cold case as well. It's really interesting because as I was reading about this case, it really shook me up, and it's just not something that you would expect. JonBenét came from a very wealthy family. She was in the pageantry life at the age of 6. So JonBenét was actually abducted from her room during the night of Christmas, is what I was reading on The Guardian magazine. So it is said that she was abducted from her room during the night and taken away. However, there was a ransom note, which was more of a letter. And that's interesting. Like, who writes a goddamn 2-letter ransom note? Come on. What the heck? So that was really odd for me. And it threw me off a lot because I was like, what the F? Like, you don't just do that. But okay. So in this note, the killers literally asked for the amount of $118,000 in order to get their daughter back. So the Ramses literally called in the cops. Cops came, and there was a specific time that the kidnappers had written on the note, the letter, saying that they will call and tell them where to bring the money and so on and so forth. However, after there was no call from the kidnappers, the father decided to go and search for JonBenét himself. To his surprise, he found her in the basement. JonBenét had been dead for several hours at this point. And this was the day after Christmas of 1996. Her father brought her back upstairs, and she had several brutal injuries. One to the head. Her head was badly bashed. And it's also said that she was raped. This is a 6-year-old child, and I don't understand what person in their right goddamn mind would do something like this. God only knows. So JonBenét being dead for several hours and being found in the basement means that the kidnappers had access to the house, because there was no forced entry into the house and they knew exactly where to go in order to get her. I mean, how would a killer know exactly what room is hers without awakening the rest of the family members, So, of course, this means that the kidnappers or the killers knew exactly which room was hers, and they had mapped out the entire house beforehand. Her parents, of course, were suspects in the murder of their own daughter. It kind of makes sense. I mean, especially the fact that there was no break-in, and the ransom note was 2 letters long, for starters, and second of all, it was written on a pad from the Ramses house. What the heck? I see why they would suspect her family of being the killers. However, I don't see a motive that they would have had to kill their own daughter. So if somebody else has an opinion about that, please let me know in the comments down below, because to me, it's not adding up. There was a DNA testing that was conducted, and through the DNA testing, they interpreted that her parents had no hand in her murder. However, there is also the theory that her own brother, who was 9 years old at the time, had been the one to commit the crime. I mean, I can see her brother having motive to actually go and commit the crime. Only thing is, he's 9 years old. Would he actually have been able to? And the DNA would have confirmed if he had a hand in it. So, I don't think he did. Even though, yes, he could have had the motive because, she was very popular. She was becoming an icon. She was in these pageants. So I see the motive that he would have had behind it. And that is why it is said by several people that the Ramsays came up with a cover story of a kidnapping in order to cover up what their son did. I don't think that their son would have committed this crime at all. He's 9 years old. I'm sure he has a little bit of common sense. So I don't see her own brother committing the crime. The Ramsays do believe that the police department was involved with the criminals and they helped to cover it up. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Yes, the police department is supposed to be there to help protect and serve. However, can you trust these assholes? I wouldn't. I can't say that I do. So the police. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. There was probably going to be a part 2 to this, so stay tuned. Make sure to like, subscribe, share this video with your friends and family, and I'll see you guys next time.